Good morning, tax lien investors. It's Monday, October 10th, and today we're talking about this is your tax lien investing tip for today, and today we're talking about preparing for the tax sale. And this is going to be the topic of an upcoming tax sale success masterclass that I will be doing next week. And I'll tell you more about that later. We don't have the sign up page for that yet, the registration page ready for you yet, because we have another webinar. Our wealth building webinar is tomorrow night. And then next Tuesday night will be the masterclass. Usually I do these things on Wednesdays or Thursday, but I will be traveling. So we're going to be doing these things on Tuesday. I'll be traveling, and then my assistant Nicole is going to be traveling. This week, I'm going to the National Tax Lien Association Symposium. So I'll be there Wednesday and Thursday. So, which is why we're doing the wealth building webinar on Tuesday night, and I have a special guest. And I will tell you, I refer to him as the millionaire maker. He doesn't claim to be a millionaire maker, but he has brought people to millionaire status in a few months, in 6 months, and as little as, even less than that, like 2 or 3 months. So I am working with him now, and I like his training so much that I wanted to let everybody know about it. So we'll be doing that tomorrow night in the wealth building webinar. And I'll give you the link to register for that. You could register for that now. It's tomorrow night, and it's free to register for the wealth building webinar. The replays, you need to be a member of wealth building webinars in order to get the replays, but it's only $49 a month to do that. So I'll give you more information later on about what's coming up this week and next week, how to get into the wealth building webinar, how to get into the masterclass. The masterclass is a paid masterclass. It's $47 for the masterclass. And if you are a member of the Tax Lien Profits Accelerator, you get in for free, or if you're a coaching client, okay? But let's get back to today's topic, preparing for the tax sale. And hello, everybody that's here. Just say hello to me in the comments, because I'm doing this on StreamYard. I'm not on Facebook, I'm on StreamYard, but I could see your comments here on StreamYard. So just say hello, let me know you're here and what state you're from, so that the topic that I'm talking about today, I can give you specifics for your state if I know where you're from, okay? So how many of you that are watching now haven't been to a tax sale yet and are preparing, or are going to in the future, prepare to go to your first tax sale? Put in the comments, me, if that's you. Put that in the comments, me, if you will be preparing to go to your tax sale, to go to your first tax sale. And also let me know what state you'll be going to, okay? Put that in the comments. Okay, and if you're watching the replay after the fact, after this live, you could still put in the comments to this video. Just let me know if you're going to your first tax sale and what state it will be in, okay? All right, so what do you have to do to prepare to go to your first tax sale? Does anybody have an idea of what you have to do to prepare for your first tax sale? Well, I will tell you, one thing that you have to do is register for the sale. Now, I'm not including evaluating the properties and doing your due diligence, because I already did a masterclass on that. Last month, I did a masterclass on evaluating tax sale properties, right? So we already went over that. And we already went over, hi, Dorothy. Okay, you're going to be going to your first tax sale in Alabama. Yeah, and you can share the replay. Just share it to anybody that might be interested in these tips. Share it on your Facebook page, the replay to this live. And so So if you're preparing to go to your first tax sale, this is not including like doing your due diligence on the properties in the sale and getting the tax sale information. Those are things that we covered in other master classes. And if you're interested in getting all the replays to all the master classes that I've done, you could become a member of the Tax Lien Profits Accelerator, because members get access to all of that, all of the replays and workshops. And we will be doing a workshop, our next tax sale success workshop, in early December. Okay. But you will get the recordings from the last workshops that we've done. We do them every couple of months. Every 2 or 3 months, we do a 2 or 3 day workshop with the tax sales that are going on at the time that the workshop's going on. So I actually show you how to do these things. So when you're preparing to go to the sale and you've already decided where you're going to go and you've already gotten the list, you've already evaluated the tax sale properties, and you already know which properties you're going to bid on, but you still have to register to go to the sale. So the first thing that you need to do is register. Now, if you're going to a live sale, you might not need to do that until the day of the sale or the day before the sale, it depends. But if you're going to an online sale, you might have to do this weeks ahead of time or as much as a month ahead of time. For instance, the Lake County, Indiana tax sale is going on. It might have already happened. It was happening in the beginning of this month in October, right? But you had to register well in advance. Like if you tried to register last month, it was probably too late unless you did it early in the month. You had to register like a month in advance for that sales. Now, most of the Indiana counties don't want you to register that early. Most of them, the deadline is a week before. And for a lot of the online tax lien sales in New Jersey, the deadline is usually a week before. But for some, it's a lot earlier. So you need to find out ahead of time, when is that registration deadline? So then when you determine that, yeah, there are properties in that sale that you want to bid on, you got to make sure that you register on time. Now, the other thing that you need to do is you need to know the terms and procedures, or what we're going to say, the rules and procedures for the tax sale. And I'm not sure how to spell that, so forgive me if I didn't spell that right, okay? But you need to know the rules and procedures. So you're going to get that ahead of time, and you want to get that when you register for the tax sale and read through them. You want to understand what the procedures are for the sale. Now, some of these online sales, they have demo sites where you can actually bid on a demo platform in a demo sale. That's not the real sale, but it kind of gives you an idea of how to do everything, okay? So that you won't be left high and dry and do something wrong and maybe bid on a property that you didn't want to, which you either have to pay for or be barred from future sales, okay? So you don't want that to happen, all right? So in preparing for the sale, one of the things you have to do is register. You've got to read the rules and procedures. You've got to know the terms of the sale, and that's in here in the rules and procedures. You know, another word for this is terms. All right, and then the other thing that's really important and you have to do is make sure you have the proper form of payment. Now, every state, every county is different on what they accept. Some, like when I go to live sales in New Jersey, they will accept cash, but a lot of places will not accept cash. It has to be certified funds. Some sales, especially some deed sales in some counties, will take credit card payments. But most places will not take credit card payments, and most places will not take a personal check or a business check. It has to be a certified bank check. So that means that you have to make, you see, you don't know how much money you're going to need at the sale. And if you're not allowed to pay with cash, you can't just bring cash with you at the sale. So you have to make sure that you had set up that you could get the proper form of payment. And since you don't know how much money you're going to spend until you actually go to the sale and find out if you're successful or not, a lot of tax collectors or county treasurers will give you time to go. If it's a live sale, they'll give you time to go to the bank, get the certified funds. They'll give you a receipt, and then you go to the bank, get the certified funds, and come back and pay. But they'll only give you a certain time, right? You've got to do it sometimes within an hour, sometimes within a day, okay? Sometimes some of these online sales will give you a day, and some of the online sales will only take money wires, and it has to be done that day, the day the sale ends, okay, by a certain time. So these are all things that you have to that you have to be prepared for. For instance, I went to a sale in South Carolina, and it was a VIP day that I had. Actually, it was a VIP weekend that I had with one of my coaching clients. And he actually had to open a bank account at a bank that was near where the sale was, because he was going to another state. He was going to a live sale in South Carolina. He lived in North Carolina. It was only a couple of hours away. And he had to make sure that he was able to go to the bank and get a bank check, get a certified check. So we had to open a bank account, and we did this ahead of time. That's why we did the coaching ahead of the tax sale, right? Ahead of the VIP weekend. And he made sure that he had the money in the bank, and the bank would write him a check that day if he needed it. Because if you're getting a check, for a huge sum of money, like $10,000 or over, this was a check for $15,000 that he needed. A lot of banks won't do that last minute, but because it was a bank check, he wasn't actually withdrawing the money. The bank was taking the money out of his account and writing a bank check. So they were able to do that, but we had to check all this out ahead of time. All right. So just three things to do when you're preparing to go to your first tax sale. And I'm going to go into these things in depth in the mastermind class that we're doing next Tuesday night. But if you want to make these things easy, and we talked about this, and I've got a link that I'm going to go. So Nicole, if you're here, I don't know if this is going through, but I'm just sending, oh yeah, it went through. I think it went through. I'm sending the link to the members area. So it's taxlienlady.com/membership. If anybody would like to find out more about becoming a member, that gives you the tools, resources, and training to make it easy to do this. All right, as well as making it easy to find out what's coming up around the country, when these tax sales are coming up, which ones are the best ones to bid at, actually look at the properties and do your due diligence and get the information for all this, okay? And when you're a member of the Tax Lien Profits Accelerator, you have access to all the wealth building workshops and the master classes that we do. As well as we have a wealth building webinar tomorrow night, as well as the replays of all the wealth building webinars that we do. So, so that's the link, taxlienlady.com/membership, if you'd like to find out more about membership. Now, I also told you about the webinar that we're doing tomorrow night. And Nicole, you could put the link, if you're here, you could put the link in for the registration for tomorrow night. And that's at taxlienlady.com/live free webinar registration. It is free to come live to the call. Okay, so you'll want to come. It's at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. And then the next morning, I'll be leaving for the National Tax Lien Association Symposium. So I won't be doing this. I usually do these tax lien investing tips on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I won't be doing this on Wednesday. I am going to attempt to do it for you Thursday morning, and I might have to record it ahead of time because I will be at the symposium, the National Tax Lien Investing Symposium, but Wednesday morning I'll be traveling. So I won't be able to do it Wednesday morning. But tomorrow at 2 p.m. is Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live. That's 2 p.m. Eastern here on the Facebook page. And you can come and ask me your questions and I will answer them for you live. And thank you, Nicole. She just put the link in that you guys can sign up for tomorrow night's webinar. Now for the masterclass is a paid class. It's only $47, all right? Unless you're a member or a coaching client, you come for free, okay? But we will have a registration page for the masterclass. It's not ready yet, but it will be ready tomorrow and you'll be able to sign up for it tomorrow. Tomorrow, if you come to Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live, we'll have it ready for you then. It will also be in my newsletter that goes out tomorrow, all right? If you're not on my list and you're not getting my newsletter, then it's easy to get on my list and get the newsletter. As a matter of fact, you could go to my website right now at, I think it's on taxlienlady.com, right, Nicole? The special report that people can get for free. Tax lien certificate investing is a special report that I updated last year, and you could get it for free. And when you give me your email and your name, you're going to be on my list. You're going to get a lot of emails from me, but just ignore the ones that you don't want to read, and you can always unsubscribe, okay? But you'll also be getting my newsletter, my once a month newsletter, okay? Which comes out the second Tuesday of the month, which is tomorrow, okay? All right, and it has a lot of good information on there. All right, how are we doing on time? We're doing pretty good. And I think that's all that I wanted to cover today. So has this been helpful to you? If it has been helpful, then go ahead and share this live. Let other people know about it. This is free training that I give usually 3 mornings a week. Plus I do the Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live on Tuesdays. So everybody have a wonderful week. And I hope to see you tomorrow night on the Wealth Building webinar. I have a special guest for that. And then next Tuesday night on our next masterclass. And I hope to see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern on Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live. Bye.